Hey YouTube, Joe here with another knife overview, and this one is the Boker Plus Federale, or Federal. I don't know, I mistakenly say Federale, but it's probably pronounced Federal. The clone of that knife. So we have a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. Let's fade back a little bit. This is the box that came in. It looks very much like your Boker Plus box, even has the magnetic. It does look a little bigger, I must say, than an average Boker box, so I'm not going to say whether this is exactly the same, but it looks exactly the same, because most of the Boker Plus boxes I get are smaller than this one. Before we open it up, I never had the Federal. I've seen it many times, the real one. I kind of liked it. I'll even put a link to one of my buddies, KnifeAddiction 1890. He did the real one. I'm not going to really go over too many differences between the real one and the fake and the clone, because I never had the real one, but from videos that I've watched of the real one, I can point out a couple of things and just my overall opinion on the clone itself as a knife. So here's the box. Now I've had this for about a week, so it's not an unboxing and first impression, so I've been fooling with this. It came in the plastic with silica, so let's get it out. Nice box. So let's dispense with some of the stats, and we can talk more about it. So, as I said, it's the clone of the Federal, the Boker Plus Federal. The original Federal is a collaboration with a gentleman, a Brazilian knife maker called Gustavo Tome Cecchini. Again, let's not forget, this is the clone of that knife. Now, this particular knife, the stats on this knife, this is coming in as 440C steel, 3.27 inch blade, satin blade. There was a choice on, because I got this on AliExpress, there was a choice to take either stonewash or satin, and you know me with my satin, so I took satin. What else? Overall length, 7.87 inches. It has the KTV ball bearing for a pivot. Weighs in at 5.64 ounces. It lists the knife as both titanium and carbon fiber inlay. So let's want to get some good focusing here. Now, I got this for, now there was a one-day sale on AliExpress for like everything on there. It was like $11 off everything, and that was the day I had it. Now this, I'll admit, this was an impulse buy, because I kind of admired this from afar. Say, oh, that's kind of nice. When I saw KnifeAddiction do the real one, so that's kind of nice. And then when I saw this one, I was like, oh, you know, on the AliExpress, I said, let's pick this one up. You know, it's on sale today. Now, it's pretty nice. Let's go over a few. We're gonna cut with it too. Measure it up. So before I even start talking about it, let's measure it up. As I say many times in my videos, it wouldn't be a Joe video without putting against the dollar or some kind of money. There it is against the dollar. I'm going to go through this video a little faster than normal, pace-wise, because I want to cover a few things with this one. I don't want to bore you guys with a 20-minute video, but watch it come in, clock in at 15. There it is against the ruler. Against the knife I just recently reviewed, but I haven't sent back yet, the Kizer Intrepid. There it is against that. Nice knife. What else could we do? How about the clone of the ZT 0808? Definitely, if you haven't seen the video on this one, definitely check out my video. I'll have a link in the description. So let's see how this bad boy cuts. First cut. I haven't cut with it yet, so this is the first time. Okay. Make sure I get it on video. Pulling it. Pulling it again. Pulling it again. So, a little bit better. Alright, not overwhelmingly sharp, but not blunt either. So, now, the knife maker, I'll just say Gustavo or GTC, there is a knife that he created that is called also the Federal, that I believe from other videos I've seen, it goes for something like anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. Now, when Boker Plus made the copy of this knife, I mean the collaboration, I should say, their knife goes for anywhere around $130 to $145, give or take. This per se, I got it. It was the original. Can't get my words out. The regular price was $60, and I got it for $51. So you're looking at a clone of a $140 knife for $51. Now, as you saw, it wasn't the sharpest thing in the world. It seems like both the clone and the original. Now we're taking the $1,500 knife totally out of it. We're not talking about that one anymore. So the Boker Plus original and this one both have 440C steel. Let's see the centering. It's pretty dead on. I remember seeing a lockup being like around 50%, give or take. Now, I'm going to go over some things, like I said, of what I like about this knife, what I don't like. One thing, I'm going to go over first a couple of differences that I noticed. If you check out any of the Federal original videos, you're going to notice that here, I believe it's on this side, you're going to see like on their videos of the real one, there's like a hole here, almost like it's should be like for the hole for the ball detent or something like that. But here it doesn't have it. So I always find it odd when knife maker, the clones are trying so hard to be exactly like the real thing, and yet certain things they just leave out. Like, they copied the box. The box looked pretty dead on. This looks really dead on, except for maybe a few different things. I just find it odd that certain things they just happen to forget. I guess they just overlook it. Now, I've noticed from watching the videos, again, I never had a real Federal, that, I said that the weight was 5.7 ounces. The real one is 4.9 ounces. So that's an interesting difference. A little less than an ounce difference. It lists this as titanium, but I don't know. I question whether it's titanium. And I also noticed on the real ones, the carbon fiber looks a heck of a lot. I shouldn't say a heck of a lot, but it looks somewhat nicer than the one that's on this knife. Now, as a knife, as a clone, I don't like. Yeah, it's the same. It's exactly the same as the real thing. This knife, as you can see, doesn't have your typical clip. Has this kind of like hidden clip, and the way it's supposed to work, it's supposed to put pressure. How is it now? Like this to slip it down. I'm not in love with that. For me, I'm not a big clip fan. To tell you the truth, some of my knives I take the clip right off. But if you're gonna do some kind of clip, you might as well either do it right or don't do it at all. And here they're trying to do something that I feel fails, because I've seen other people complain too that it's very difficult to get this in your pants or your jeans or anything like that to use. So they should have just gone without the clip altogether. So for me, that's a fail here, whether it be from the clone or the original. To me, that's a fail. What else? The 5.7 ounces, a little on the heavy side. I can't say, like I said, how the original holds up. It's supposed to be 4.9. There's the GTC. Let me see if I can get some more light in here. There you go. Let's see, what else could I tell you about it? I mean, going from, I've watched a lot of videos on this. I'll say this, the opening is smooth. Hold on a second. That's pretty nice. You can see this really thick blade here. Some fancy machined jimping here. Both there and here. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say about this is I liked it better looking at it in videos than in real life. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with this knife. Going as a knife, not as comparing it to the real thing. It's just, I don't know. I'm a little, I guess, a little underwhelmed. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of nice things about it. And maybe if I was on a roll with some other clones and other knives I've been getting, how nice they were, maybe this one would clock in a little bit better. It's nice, but I'll say this: if this knife is exactly the same, like very, very close to the real thing, and the real thing's $140, I can say right now I would not pay $140 for this knife. To me, this price point, $50-$60, is asking a lot. And again, I'm not a steel snob, but you know, 440C steel, all right, yeah, titanium handle, but it is kind of heavy. Questionable carbon fiber inlays. I mean, yeah, it does have the ball bearing. You can see it closes nice, it opens nice. But still, I still feel 60-ish, 70-ish is a good price point for this. To pay $140 for the real thing, I can't see me doing it. If I had gotten this knife, I'll be honest, if I had bought this knife and it was $140, and after having it, I probably would have sent it back. This was, like I said, an impulse buy. I mean, it's cool. Another thing I did notice too, I forgot to mention earlier, if you stare at some of the videos, the standoffs here are thicker on the real thing than they are on here. So there are some noticeable differences, but nothing major. Something tells me if you had these two, if I had the real one right next to it, it wouldn't really be that much of a big deal. I'm a little surprised though that Boker did 440C steel for a $140 knife. You know, taking the steel snob out of it, you know, just most knives that are in that range are not 440C steel. I gotta admit. And this knife is obviously going to have to go on a sharpener right off the bat. I don't really particularly like the way it cut the paper. So, do you get it? Do you not get it? I would say only if you're a big fan of this look. You know, if you're a big, like, what drew me was I was digging this when I saw KnifeAddiction do. I just digging this little way it indented here, and this this funky thick blade and the carbon fiber. You know, it's kind of cool, but I don't know. I guess just slightly underwhelming now that I have it. And I'm not crazy about the way this, like I said before, about this clip. If you're gonna do the clip, do it right. It's a shame because a lot of clips I like, most of them are done by people. You know, they make the clips on their own, but if you look up those prices, you buy a clip for a knife, $30, $40, $50, $60 for a knife clip. I'm not doing it. Even if for a $200 knife, I'm not going to not spending $40 on a clip for a knife. But if you're going to make one for a knife, you might as well make it functional. And to me, this one's really not that functional. So this one I'm going to leave up to you. You'd have to really be a fan of this look and want to save some money to get this. If you notice, like with other ones, like with the ZT I just showed you earlier, I said that goes for $200, and I bought it for $60, and I would get that $60 one any day of the week, and as the saying goes, and twice on Sunday, because I really like that one. This one is just, it's okay, not great, not a must-have. It's nice, but it's only because of probably the way, you know, the way I perceive the knife, not how it's perceived against the real thing. So, there you have it. The Boker Plus Federal Knife Clone. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed the video.